Hello, and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj, and today I will be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Vegas 35, the main events. As in the co-main event between Tom Aspinall and late replacement fighter and Sergey Spivak. And then the main event between Brunson and Darren Till. This is going to be a good one, guys. Be sure to check out all the previous videos I made this week building up to this, where I've covered every fight that's on the 10-fight card. So not a lot of them, but I did cover them all. Be sure to check those out if you're interested on my picks or the picks of the cappers that I use. I have a whole new flock of cappers for the co-main and main event. So without further ado, let's get right into this card. This was supposed to happen in the UK. That is why there's a lot of UK fighters on this card. A lot of other Europeans too that happen to coincidentally fight out of the UK. But anyway, I think I mentioned that before yesterday's video. So let's just get into this. As I've had a long day again. I mean, my work week's been tough this week. It's real stressful. But we've got the co-main event heavyweight fight between awesome Tom Aspinall and replacement fighter and Sergey Spivak. Sergey Spivak is replacing Sergey Pavlovich, which I think Sergey Spivak is a much more formidable opponent for Tom Aspinall. I had Tom Aspinall rolling over Sergey Pavlovich, but Sergey Spivak, totally different scenario. Let's see as I dig into this just a little bit. I'm not going to take too much time. Like I said, I tend to spend roughly 10 minutes per fight in my breakdowns and giving you the capper picks. So, let's talk about the pretty sizable favorite in Tom Aspinall. He's got a record of 10-2. His most recent fight was a win against Andrei Arlovsky by rear naked choke in round 2. He's on a 6-fight win streak. He's got a 2-inch height advantage. He's 6'5", but both these guys have the same reach. He's fighting out of Team Kauban, Liverpool. Darren Till also fights out of there. However, I know for a fact he is a training partner for popular boxer, British boxer Tyson Fury, world known as a great boxer, and Tom Aspinall is his main training partner. In my opinion, Tom Aspinall has the best striking in the heavyweight division. That's just my opinion, but I know there's other handicappers that I've spoke with that agree with me. Right, Vlad? He agrees. But despite him being my opinion, the best striker in the heavyweight division, he does have a BJJ black belt, and he's shown he can submit. He submitted Andrei Arlovsky, so the submission threat is there also. Okay. He is 28 years old. Sergey Spivak is a little bit younger at 26. Not a big age discrepancy. However, I want to note both these guys are rather younger for heavyweights. Heavyweights tend to be, in the mid to upper 30s. Just and I think, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it seems like that's where the older 30-year-old guys are. This the prime, I think, is up there, because strength, when it comes to heavyweight fighting, strength is a key factor. More so, well, you can tend to say more so than speed, but I don't know. I tend to think it all comes together, to make a great fighter. His underdog opponent is also only had 2 losses on his record. Sergey Spivak, the polar bear, has a record of 13-2. He's coming off a win against Alexei Oleinik, unanimous decision win. He's 4-1 in his last 5. Not bad for Sergey Spivak. He was fighting out of Global, according to who was it, Fight Night Pick Brothers. He was fighting out of something called Global Gym, and Tapology has listed as his own gym, the Polar Bear Team. I don't know, but here's a hot take, which I didn't hear any of the capper. I don't know if it's rumor or what, but in the live stream, I forget whose it was. It might have been Die Hard MMA Podcast, or it could have been DFS and Uncle Weezy, or it could have been James. I can't remember which one, but in one of the live streams in the chat, this is where the chat. The thing is with the chat, you gotta be you don't know if that stuff's just rumor, or somebody's trolling, or if it's authentic and true. In one of those chat rooms on a live stream for a capper video, I see somebody said Sergey Spivak is actually fighting out of the Strela team. That's the one in Russia. I mean, Sergey Spivak is Moldovan, which I don't see why he couldn't just go up to Russia and train out of there. But I heard he's training out of the Strela team. The Strela team has people like Maxim Grisham and Alexander Volkov, both train out of the Strela team. And the guy in the chat room of that live stream was saying Sergey Spivak's definitely training out of the Strela team with Alexander Volkov, Maxim Grisham. That is a big difference maker for me, because it's better than training out the Polar Bear team where he doesn't have anybody listed, just himself. It could have been him in his basement, as far as I know. I don't know. But anyway, Sergey Spivak does have like that Sambo background, so it's not just like, I think Sergey Spivak is well-rounded pretty much all over. I have seen him with a little bit of cardio gas tank issues, but I don't know. It's going to be a good fight, man. This is going to be good. That's why I want to get right into seeing what the cappers have to say and who's taking what here. Starting with Tom Aspinall. Okay. Brand new set of cappers. We've got taking Tom Aspinall. We'll start out with some fellow Brits, fellow guys from the UK. They're, I noticed all the British cappers are taking all the British fighters. By the way, I am going to make a complete England parlay just for kicks. I'm taking every British fighter, including Molly Meatball McCann, including her too. I'm going to throw them all into a parlay just to see if it pays out. Like, I seen that in the chat too. It's like, why not, right? Paddy the Baddie. Even though I picked Luigi Vendramini, I'll put Paddy in that UK parlay. Molly McCann, Jack Shore, Aspinall, Darren Till, and there's the German guy that also trains out of England, or was it Bukakis, the Lithuanian? I don't know, but there's another guy that's not British, but he trains out of England. Oh, it's his tips. Hold on 1 second. It's bugging the crap out of me right now, so I got to check. I got to check really quickly. It was let me see. Uno momento. Yeah, it was. I think it was. Yeah, Bukakis also trains out of there. Yeah, he trains out of England, but he's Lithuanian. So I'm gonna throw him in that UK parlay too, just because that's where he trains out of, and that's just another fighter making that parlay pay out a little bit more. Sorry to get off topic with that, but it isn't really off topic because it is a bet that I will place just for shits and giggles. Okay, back to this. All right, taking Tom Aspinall, we've got the British Guru, MMA Guru, the one with the knit cap, he is saying Aspinall should get the TKO in the first round. Very confident for his boy. Then we've got Leighton, UFC Gambling Addicts. Another guy from the UK. I like Leighton a lot. I enjoy his smoke breaks. I'm part of the double amen. Yeah, I'm part of that little clique, the double amen guys, if you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I like Leighton. I like his breakdowns. And despite he goes, I'm not just taking just because he's from the UK, but coincidentally he took every British fighter too in his picks too. You know, biased. It's okay. It's all right. It's understandable. Then the rest of the guys I got are not from the UK, but there is Vlad. Vlad is from Siberia, but he represents Bulgaria, the only Bulgarian handicapper in existence. UFC Celebrities and Classics. Vlad is taking Tom Aspinall, and that's the thing. Like when I first met Vlad, he does right now he's doing a Chudesno. Chudesno is like where you take a fictitious or a real fight, and with the chat room, he picks just two random fights. Like this, if he did Chudesno on this. Oh, Aspinall, Spivak. First, let's start with clinch. Who's got better clinch work, clinch game? And people in the chat would vote, and he would mark it down. Then he's like, now wrestling. Who's got better wrestling? Who's got better BJJ? Who's got better cardio? Who's got better striking? Who's got better will to win? He does like 5 different categories. Then at the end, he explains the votes and who won the Chudesno, who does better podcast. And that is on right now. By the time I get done with this, it'll be over with. Because over there it's like 11 and he 11 at night, and he ends the podcast his time 11:30, which here on the East Coast of the United States would be like 5:30, right? Well, he started at 5, so I think I don't know, I could be wrong. But anyway, check out UFC Celebrities Classics. Check out when he does a Chudesno. Participate in it. They're fun, man. They're fun. I like, and whoever participates, he lets them make a fight up too. I always pick good ones. What I do is I scour the top 15 of. I just pick a random weight class like featherweight, and I'll just pick 2 guys out of the top 15. I'll put them together, and great matchup, Ranch. Great, it's fun though. It's good. I like it. Anyway. Also taking Tom Aspinall, we've got both of the guys from Tiger Bomb. Finally got to see their faces. Tiger Bomb, I've never saw them, but Johnny and Jose, this time they were doing it from, they were showing their faces. They were doing it poolside at Johnny's mom's house. And I know they're watching preseason football because I can see the reflection of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Jose's glasses as he's watching TV, and he's looking at the Tapology on his phone, but he keeps looking up and watching, and I could totally see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform. I could almost watch part of the game through his reflection on his glasses. It was good. And you know what? Surprisingly, that's how I expected those two to look like, which it's fine. It's good. I like it. I appreciate you guys showing your faces. I like putting a voice to the face. I like that part. So anyway, Tiger Bomb, both those guys taking Tom Aspinall. Johnny says by decision. Jose is saying by submission for Tom Aspinall. He does have a BJJ black belt, so that could happen. We got E-Money. E-Money. Also, this week his picks were a little bit late, and I got a little gripe with E-Money, not personal gripe, but he did this live stream MMA discussion thing on, what was it, maybe Tuesday night, I think. And what a waste of time that was. It was a 6-minute stream. The first 5 minutes, he had headphones on, like Beats, and all he did was sing. And you couldn't hear the music, all you could hear his voice, and he's not a singer. So the 5 minutes, I'm like, what? When's he gonna start talking about MMA? When's he gonna, the chat, people are in the chat. When's he gonna recognize that nobody wants to sit there and watch you sing especially without music. Listen to headphones and just sing in a cappella, no music. So it was horrible. And I was like, I wish I could take back that 5 minutes. I can't. Then at the 5 minute mark, I'm like, finally. He mentions something. Somebody said something in the chat. He mentioned a reply to that, but then his mic cuts out. Like completely cuts out. So it was like another minute and a half of just nothing. And people are in the chat are like, your mic's out, your mic's out. And then finally he just ends the stream. And I was like, are you kidding me? Did I just waste valuable time watching E-Money sing with no music and then watch his mic cut out and just unreal. I did not like that, E-Money. I like you. I think you're great. You're a good capper. You're entertaining, but I was disappointed in that. You should delete that video. Take it right out of your library. Anyway, E-Money is taking Aspinall by knockout in the first. That's a pretty safe bet. I like that. Remember, Aspinall is a minus 245. That actually, money's come in on the underdog because that was a minus 280 I had originally written down, and that was just like a couple days ago I written it down. And Spivak, he's a plus 205. He was a plus 225. Therefore, money has been coming in on the underdog here, Spivak. Probably because he's game, man. He's not bad. He's 4-1 his last 5. He just beat the boa constrictor, Alexei Olonik, by unanimous decision. The only tough time he had was he did get knocked out by Walt Harris in round 1, and then he had a unanimous decision loss to Marcin Tybura. The Walt Harris thing was 2019. Then after that, he beat Tai Tuivasa. The thing was, Walt Harris, he came in fat and heavy. He still made weight because it's heavyweight. But he came in like around 254 or something like that. Kind of rather slow. When he fought Tai Tuivasa, he was down in the 240s in there. He was better. And he won against Tai Tuivasa. Then he followed that up with a unanimous decision loss to Marcin Tybura, Marcin Tybura is one of my favorite heavyweights. I'd like to see Marcin Tybura versus like Chris Dawkins. So that would be a good one. But anyway, that's what Chudesno picked for me. Vlad, if you're watching this, next time you do a Chudesno, Marcin Tybura versus Chris Dawkins. Anyway, Chris or Kyle? Which one is I get them mixed up. Kyle Dawkins? I don't know, the heavier one, the one that's a cop. I think it's Chris, and Kyle's the lighter weight. Anyway, finally to close this out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did have a 6th capper. We've got the MMA Prediction Guru, Pred Guru. That is the one from California, and he is also saying TKO round in the first round for Tom Aspinall, making this a full capper consensus on a co-main event. We got a full capper consensus. I don't know where Nora is. Nora, are you gonna do this? There you are. Tell them what a full capper consensus is, would you? What? Talk to the camera.
One side.
That's right. A full capper consensus is when all the handicappers pick one side, and in this case, they're all picking Tom Aspinall to beat Sergey Spivak. I did watch a couple other handicappers I'm not showcasing on this show that did pick Spivak. You can probably guess who it is, like Clint, because Clint from Die Hard MMA podcast, that dude, he loves taking underdogs. He likes plus money just about as much as I do. But I'm gonna side with the full capper consensus, and I'm gonna take Aspinall.
This is Rapunzel.
But I will make a little hedge bet on Spivak. Hedge bet. At that plus 205, because I think he could get it done. I like Sergey Spivak. I like him a lot better than Sergey Pavlovich. This is a much better fight. But
isn't Rapunzel anymore.
Okay. But he is coming in short notice, so I imagine he's probably kind of on a, he didn't have a full camp. But I do like that. If that rumor is true,
your forehead's a little cut off.
If that rumor is true about fighting out of Strela Fight Team with Maxime Grisham and Alexander Volkov, then it could be a game changer. And I like that Sergey Spivak has like a Sambo background. I think Sambo is a undervalued fighting skill. I wish that I knew more Sambo skills. And plus he also has like sumo wrestling background too. And sumo wrestling is no joke either. Just because they're all big, heavy, fat guys, still there's a skill set to that. There's balance, controlling your weight, throwing your weight around, and all that good stuff. But Tom Aspinall is my pick. I got a couple props that are written down. I'm just gonna choose one of them. But I was gonna just say within distance. You know what? Still not a plus money. Minus 140 inside the distance. So I don't do that. I only do plus money. Decision is plus 500. Now I was thinking about going decision, but I don't know. I think Tom Aspinall probably rock Sergey Spivak just like what's his name? I mentioned him earlier. Walt Harris did in round 1, because Sergey Spivak's coming off a short camp. So my pick for Tapology is going to be TKO in round 2, which is a plus 675, but he might get a submission in round 2. So I'm just calling it Tom Aspinall round 2. I think Sergey Spivak will make it out of the first round. I think he's going to try to mix up some throws or ground game, but nothing's going to, no one's going to, I think Tom Aspinall's going to win the judges' first round, but Sergey Spivak's going to make it. He's going to survive the first round, then he's going to get caught in the second. So I'm saying Aspinall round 2, and that is a round 2 for the round bet plus 450. Okay. By the way, if you want Sergey Spivak, like I said, just to win, plus 205. To win by decision, plus 400. Aspinall by decision is plus 500. So if you want to look at it that way, if it goes decision, the bookies are giving better odds to Sergey Spivak. If it goes to decision, I don't think it's going to though. Within distance for Sergey Spivak, plus 350. So, I mean, the bookies thinking Tom Aspinall inside distance, minus 140. But if you're on the underdog side, the best route to go, according to the bookies, is Sergey Spivak inside the distance, plus 350. But my hedge bet is just gonna be Spivak at plus 205. Because I don't know if he's gonna get decision, and I don't even think he's gonna win. That's what a hedge bet is, meaning I'm hedging my real bet with the underdog because the odds are there. My bet is round 2 at Aspinall in round 2, 450 on Tapology, where you have to choose the method. I'm gonna say by TKO round 2, and that would be 650, but I'm not ballsy enough to do that. Okay, moving on to the main event. Let's time check. Wow, I went over on that fight. I said I'm only spend 10 minutes per fight, but it is a co-main event, so whatever. All right, let's get on with this. We've got the blonde Derek Brunson. I'm pretty sure he's blonde now. He's coming in as the underdog. He's got a professional record of 22-7. He's the underdog at plus 152. That didn't move that much, but it was originally at plus 145. So that, that was, it did move into the favor of Brunson, meaning money's been coming in on Darren Till. Darren Till, minus 177 favorite. He's got a record of 18, 3 losses, and 1 draw or no contest. And that just barely moved. Was a minus 175, now it's a minus 177. So no big move for the gorilla, Darren Till. Darren Till, as I mentioned earlier, is fighting out of Liverpool, Team Cowbon. That's the same place as Tom Aspinall. He also had, I guess back in the late, like around 2017, 18, around then, he was part of the Astra Fight team in Brazil, where he went to work on his BJJ. My understanding is when he was a child, his parents moved out of England for a bit and moved to Brazil to get away from street violence. But that doesn't make sense, because I would think the crime in Brazil is just as bad as the crime on the streets of England. I don't know. This is what I've heard watching cappers, and so I can't verify any of that. Darren Till, though, is despite only having 3 losses, he's 2-3. Those 3 losses came in his last 5 fights. Granted, against prime opponents. His most recent fight is a loss to Robert Whitaker. Bobby Knuckles beat him by unanimous decision. And he also, in welterweight, he lost to Tyrone Woodley. And he has another loss to, who was it? Oh, dang it. I should have wrote it down. I don't have time for all that stuff, though. Just bear with me 1 second. It'll literally take me no time at all. He also lost to Jorge Masvidal. That's what it was. He got knocked out by him. So, but all 3 losses, even though they were within the last 5 fights, were against prime opponents. But here he is taking on Derek Brunson. This is going to be a good fight, man. I don't know which way to go here. So that's why I do this show. Derek Brunson does have 9 years on Darren Till. Derek Brunson is 37. Doesn't look it, doesn't feel it. In media day, he says, "Hey man, as long as I don't look 37, or I don't look old, I don't feel old." Said something to that effect anyway. And so Derek Brunson, he is 4-1 in his last 5, man. So he's streaking right now, and he's got a 1-inch height and a slight 2-inch reach advantage. Not much to it, but still. He's coming off that win against Kevin Holland, which Kevin Holland is, tinfoil hat. I heard a rumor that one, and I watched that fight, and it looked like, in my opinion, I think Kevin Holland kind of threw it. And I heard a rumor, guys, that prior to that fight against Derek Brunson, Kevin Holland told his cousin's boyfriend to put $10,000 on Brunson, and it paid out. So, and if you look, Kevin Holland, he got him in a body triangle, and he didn't it looked like he was kind of throwing the fight. It didn't look like he was really trying to win it. He was trying to make it look believable, but I don't know. I'm kind of buying into the rumor. I'm kind of buying into Kevin Holland probably may have thrown that fight for his cousin's payout, which he's like, "Hey, once you get paid, pay me too." I just saying. I don't know if any of that's true. It just could be rumor. I hope it is rumor, because that is in bad form if that's true. Okay, anyway, what I like a lot about Derek Brunson is he trains out of Sanford MMA with one of the best coaches in Henry Hooft. Henry Hooft he's up there with like Eddie Cha, Faraz Zahabi, he's up there with the echelon of top coaches in all of MMA. Henry Hooft. Like, if you know about MMA and you know about the training facilities and the coaching, you know about Henry Hooft. And you got to think of who's his training partner. Who else is out of Sanford MMA? Burns, Vincente Luque. Sanford MMA, in my opinion, it's kind of close to American Top Team. But I'm just saying, Sanford MMA is a pretty prestigious training facility for MMA fighters and UFC pros. Just saying. So, Derek Brunson, I think, has that going for him. Let's see what these cappers have to say, as I'm already over time on this. Okay, taking the favorite in the Brit, we've got E-Money. E-Money is taking Darren Till. He thinks Darren Till is going to get the knockout. Good on you, E-Money. Good on you. Of course, UFC gambling addicts. Leighton, I told you, biased. He thinks he's going to get it done within distance or inside the distance. Then we've got the MMA Guru with the knit cap, the one from the UK, surprisingly. Also taking Darren Till, TKO in the first for MMA Guru. And finally, we've got half of Tiger Bomb. That's right, they're split. And that usually doesn't happen, but Tiger Bomb, Johnny is gonna take Darren Till by KO in the second. I love it, Johnny. I love the calling the round and method. I don't ask for anything more than that. So obviously, you know, Tiger Bomb's Jose went with Brunson. Tiger Bomb Jose. Did he say how? He did. By decision. I like that. I like that, Jose. Capper makes me take a side. I'll take a side. I think Derek Brunson. UFC Vlad, Celebrities, and Classics. Taking Derek Brunson and his blonde hair. And finally, we've got the other guru, not the British one, the California one, taking the American in Derek Brunson. Prediction Guru is saying by decision for Derek Brunson. And you know what? I too am going to take the American. I think Derek Brunson has better grappling, and he does every time, Nor. Every time you have to show that cat. Scott, I think, and I like how he comes. He used to have that bum rush style, like just come out and get it. And he's matured now that, you know, he's been working with Henry Hooft over in Sanford. He's matured, he's got a little bit more patience. But the thing is, Darren Till seems to be like he's kind of waiting for that. He's kind of like he likes the counter strike. He likes that. But I don't know, I think Derek Brunson, something tells me he's gonna, I mean, just recency bias. Darren Till's 2-3. His only 3 losses are in his last 5 fights. Derek Brunson, 4-1 in his last. He's on a 4-fight win streak. Yeah, I'm going with the plus money. I'm taking Derek Brunson for the upset here. And I did check out the prop bets. I think he's gonna get it done by decision. That's how I'm calling it. And decision prop plus 325 on my boy blonde Derek Brunson. However, you know, all these bets, even though I will parlay this tonight, Aspinall and Brunson, which no one's doing that. It's all UK or no UK. I don't know, whatever. But no, I'm just playing. I'm gonna parlay this tonight. However, these are subject to change. tomorrow, I guess Dave is on board. BC Dave is on board to do the live stream with me. There's so much fun, so much more fun when I have somebody to break down these fights with me and make the parlay bets with me. It's just more enjoyable. You know how it goes. So definitely stay tuned in for that. But for this to recap. Thank you.
With a cat.
Time check with the cat. Time check. I'm just over. So to recap, I've got Tom Aspinall getting it done in round 2 against Sergey Spivak. However, I will put a little, like a quarter bet or half a unit bet on Spivak, hedge bet, just because he's live and I like him at double my money, you know.
Yeah.
But
You wanna hug him?
no, I'm busy doing a video.
Oh.
But my pick is Tom Aspinall there because like I said, I think he's the best striker in the heavyweight division, and that's how he's going to get it done. I should just change that to TKO, but he did his coming off a submission win against Andrei Arlovsky, so he does have a BJJ black belt. So there's that. And then finally, I've got the upset: Derek Brunson beating Darren Till by a close decision fight. I think Darren Till might take a round or two, but when it's all said and done, I think Brunson's going to win. You know, and you know what? I'll tell you his path to victory: wrestling. I'm a wrestler. I think he's going to get it down to the ground.
You're not a wrestler?
I was. Now I'm too old to do that, but I wrestled in high school and in college. Anyway, I am taking Derek Brunson by way of wrestling. He's going to get the control time. He's going to get the takedowns. He's going to smother. It's not going to be very active. He's going to throw a couple, punches down there. But it's not going to be the most exciting fight, but it is going to be a good fight to watch. And I think Derek Brunson's going to come out on top with a decision victory via control time. So there you have it. Gather the info, place those bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me the thumbs up. I love that. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting on, because I need to get to someday, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, I don't know. One of these days it'd be really cool to be able to monetize. Right now it's just actually be able to make some sort of little bit of money from this. But this is all, I don't care. My picks are free. I have no Patreon. You want to support my channel, do it by leaving comments, do it by leaving likes, doing it by sharing, doing it by, you can't subscribe more than once, but do it by showing your love and support in other means, such as comments, increasing my algorithm, likes, hitting the bell, sharing, all that good stuff. You're right, I don't care about the bell because I don't hit anybody's bell. Ring my bell, ring my bell. Anyway, good luck on these fights, and I hope to see you guys tune in tomorrow for my live stream with BC Dave, where I go over all the fights after watching the weigh-ins and face-offs, my last mod to figure out who I'm taking. So good luck on these bets, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.